So I have to say, I'm pretty excited. I finally got the Core SWX plate for the Red Komodo, along with their new Nano V98 micro batteries, and I have to say, it's been a pretty decent combo. Let's talk about this plate. So I'm really happy with the plate. The thing is very sturdy on the camera, and sturdy enough to the point where, you know, if I drop this with the battery on, I think it would be fine. So you may be asking yourself, why do I want to add to the size of the Komodo by adding V-mount batteries? Because it does make this thing somewhat bigger. Now, adding these special micro batteries, you can see it does make it bigger. Not necessarily twice the size, close to it. If you're going to use your Komodo as your primary camera, by using a plate like this, you get access to having the USB and the D-tap, in addition to the USB and D-tap if your V-mount battery has one. So you can power devices such as your monitor, your wireless transmitter, your follow focus, really anything that can do D-tap or USB. The other reason you would go for it is the longer battery life. So these batteries end up being cheaper and do last longer than using two BP955, even two BP975 batteries. And again, that's using one of these micro V-locks. So if you go the V-lock battery route, instead of having to charge a bunch of your devices, you can just charge one battery or use the charger that Core sells, which can charge two batteries at once. And you're really just charging one type of battery instead of having to bring a bunch of chargers and a bunch of batteries, and just using one system to power not only the camera, but a lot of your peripherals. The plate from Core also does have a 2-pin LEMO out. I don't have many accessories that use the 2-pin LEMO, but a lot of Red users do, so that's a welcome addition for those of you guys who are using accessories that need to be powered that way. I've used another brand's V-lock battery, and it looked like it had pass-through, but it wasn't really reading the battery data properly. It was just saying it was at 100% when it was really more at 50%, but at least the battery data from their specific batteries do work and fully pass through to the camera, so you get an estimated time of battery left, plus you get a percentage, which is really cool. I have been able to use this combination with the plate and the V-lock battery on gimbals. It really depends on what your lens combination is, but with smaller lens combinations, you can absolutely use this on a gimbal. With bigger gimbals, such as the Movies, the Ronin 2s, you can do a lot heavier setups, including using this, but at the same time, on those setups, you can power the camera directly from the gimbal, so you may not need the long battery life of the V-lock. I did want to note that you can use this on some gimbals. The main gimbal I've been using it on is the Zhiyun Crane 2S, and again, it's been a very light lens I've been using it with a Sigma 30mm. The Sigma 18-35 was an absolute no-go. I originally ordered a white one through the Red Komodo user group on Facebook's deal that they were doing with Core SWX, and I ended up switching to the black one just because of some of the issues they were having with the coating on the white one. Core SWX has been doing what they could to remedy the issues with those units, and I just didn't want to have to deal with it. I wanted to get my unit sooner than later, so I ended up switching to this black one, and I've been very happy with it. One thing I do want to note, it does scratch the inside of the battery compartment, but for my use, I mean, I use this thing to film with. I don't really care unless it's major scratches to the outside of the body that, just irk me. Inside the battery compartment really isn't a big deal for me, especially because it's covered up most of the time with the battery itself. But I did want to note that, and I think it's actually from this thing just being such a tight fit on the back of the battery compartment that it happens to scratch it. And it's not just on the white models that it's scratching the battery compartment, but it is the black too. So you can tell that it's not necessarily a paint issue of the white one, it's just the pressure that this thing is putting on the compartment itself. But again, this thing is so tight on here that all of the advantages using this Core battery plate gives, especially since right now it's the only Red approved battery plate, those advantages really negate the minor scratches that it puts on the back. I mean, overall, using this plate has made this into a much more usable A-cam for me, and I'm super stoked that I finally got it in from Core. This does get my stamp of approval. I've been really stoked using it, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. If you guys got value out of this video, please hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, my name's Geoff Fagien. I'll see you guys in the next video.